Oh, we are about to go in. Yeah. Oh, we about to go in. We is about to go in. Hold on. Let me set it up. Let me set it up. Let me set it up though. Alright. Yes, yes, yes. Another beautiful day. Let's get it, man. Peace be to the gods on earth. It's your boy J Benz the light to Hootie Ja. And I'm saying J Benz the light. J Benz the light to Hootie Ja. I'm here. We here. You what I'm saying? And this right here is going to be a very, very powerful, powerful live. You what I'm saying right here? Hold on. This is going to be my connection back. Where my connection at? Okay, where my connection at? All right, cool. All right, so this right here is going to be a very, very, very powerful live. And this live right here, what we're going to be going over is a whole bunch of different topics. Hold on. We're going to be going over a whole bunch of different topics. Hold on, I'm typing something right now. Look at the pinned comment in the live. Look at the pinned comment in the live. Right now, I'm live on my YouTube. If you tune into my YouTube channel right now at this time, then you'll be able to see uh, the. You also be able to see me on live on my YouTube right now at this moment. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna be going in, man. We're gonna be going in. We're not playing no games when it comes to this live right here. We is not playing no games. Hold on, let me make sure everything valid. This live is about to be extremely powerful. This live is going to be extremely powerful. Extremely powerful. The point of this live, I didn't even get to that yet. But bear with me, my people. Making sure everything valid. You feel me? All right, cool. All right. Now, so in this live right here, what we're going to be going over today is hermetics. We're going to be going over the laws of the universe passed down by the ancestors, the priesthood of Tahuti. You know what I'm saying? What we'll also be going over is um, the history of the mystery schools of Kemet, the histories of the mystery schools, meaning the schools that the ancients had that taught you how to become God. We'll be going over Gnosticism. We'll be going over Freemasonry, what Freemasonry really is, what Freemasonry truly is, if what I'm saying, and not just what you know. We're gonna clear up all the lies. You feel me? You feel what I'm saying? Right here, we moving with Tahuti Jah energy, Tahuti energy, Kali Ma energy. We moving, yo, we coming with that knowledge. You feel what I'm saying? So tune into my YouTube. All my people who's live on my TikTok right now, tune into my YouTube right now at the time because on YouTube I am live on my YouTube channel right now. My link is in my bio. You feel me? And connection messing up on this thing. Hold up to my people on my YouTube. So yeah, on live we live on YouTube right now. So just in case that this live gets shut down, because majority of the time I go live on this app, on this TikTok app, they always shut down my live, man. So so for my people who is rocking with me and y'all really want to get this knowledge and y'all really want to learn and y'all really want to illuminate, y'all really want to get this knowledge of self, this knowledge of wealth. You feel me? You want to get this knowledge. Oh my God, this shit keep my connection keep fucking up. My connection keeps fucking up. If you want to get this knowledge that you don't get in college, then I'm telling you, tap in with me on my YouTube. Go to my YouTube and click on the live in my YouTube because if this live on TikTok gets shut down like it usually does, then I'm gonna continue my presentation on my YouTube and I'm live right now on my YouTube. So tap in with that right now as we speak. You feel me? Just in case this live is shut down because this app do not fuck with me for some reason. So because of that reason, you feel me? We need to. Oh, a wise man is prepared. You feel me? All right. So without further ado, I know that was kind of a long introduction, this still kind of is the introduction. But what we're gonna be going over today, my people, we're gonna be going over hermetics. We're gonna be going over the laws of the universe passed down by Tahuti, the priesthood of Tahuti. We're gonna be going over Freemasonry, what Freemasonry really is, truly is. You feel me? You're gonna be going over Gnosticism. We're gonna be exposing Christianity. We're gonna be doing a whole lot of different stuff today on this live right now. This is gonna be a very powerful live. You feel what I'm saying? Now, the first thing that we must do though, before we get into the material of the live, is we need to come in with the right spiritual energy. You feel me? We got to come in with the right spiritual energy for this live. So, with that being said, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna say all praise be to the Most High, praise be to the ancestors that made it so that we are able to be here, right now at this time. You feel what I'm saying? Receiving this information. You know what I mean? Peace be to the ancestors and to the all the primordial energies and all the different entities that are all around me at this time, right now as we speak, that helping me with this live, helping me put out this information to the live and acting through me as well when it comes to putting out this information for the people because we understand that the mystery schools are no longer open. You feel what I'm saying? And the mystery school is your own struggle. Your mystery school is your own life circumstances. And the priests of the mystery school of the ancient times are now the spiritual seekers, the seekers of the truth. You feel what I'm saying? That are here in the times now today. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm one of them. You know what I mean? And I take that responsibility upon myself. You know what I mean? So also, let me provide y'all with some sources as well before we even get into the material of what we're gonna be talking about. So these are a couple of sources I'll be reading from. You know what I'm saying? In order to help me with the material that we're gonna be talking about in this live. So right, well, number one, Stolen Legacy by George G.M. James. You know what I'm saying? Number one, Stolen Legacy by George G.M. James. You know what I mean? That's number one. Also, side note, make sure that when y'all is listening to a teacher, a master teacher, y'all listen to a spiritual teacher, whoever that might be, you better make sure that if they telling you something, that they provided you with some type of sources, something, some type of book or some type of something that you can go and get the information for yourself, learn and read for yourself. You feel what I'm saying? Because a lot of times we just listen to people just speak and if it resonate with you. But at the same time, it's like you don't want to be led astray. You don't want to be a slave to somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's a self-appointed teacher, master, whatever it might be. You feel me? You gotta understand that you are the master. You gotta understand you are the master. You are the teacher. You feel what I'm saying? Hold on. You got to understand that you are the master, you are the teacher. You feel what I'm saying? Your spirit is what's guiding you. Your spirit is what's leading you to these different directions. You feel me? Right now, at this moment, you would not be on this live and getting this information that you're about to get if it were not a part of your journey. You know what I mean? If it were not a part of your journey, if it were not a part of your illumination, your evolution, your spiritual evolution, your spiritual journey. You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? And for my people who is on the live, whatever live that y'all on, I know I'm gonna be looking at both cameras and shit, but that's cause I'm on live on my YouTube and I'm also on live on my TikTok account. You feel what I'm saying? So my people who's on my TikTok, my people, my connection messing up. So my people who's on my TikTok, I'm gonna say it again. My people who's on my TikTok, I'm gonna say it again. Oh my God, son. My connection messing up again. Yeah. So my people who's on my TikTok, I'ma say it again. Tap in with to my YouTube, to the YouTube link in my bio right now as we speak. I'm on live on my YouTube right now as we speak because 9 times out of 10, whenever I go live on this app, on this TikTok app, they always shut down my live. So in the event that my live does get shut down, I will be continuing to to share the material, share the information on my YouTube channel right now as we speak. I'm on live on my YouTube right now as we speak. So tap in with my YouTube. So just in case my TikTok gets shut down, we can, keep rolling and keep the information going, keep the energy flowing. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? All right, let us continue. So like I said, these are some sources I'll be using in this live. Stolen Legacy by George G.M. James. Stolen Legacy by George G.M. James. You feel me? Hold up. We're gonna be using the Kabbalion. You feel me? The Kabbalion. Another source right here, the Kabbalion that I'll be reading from when it comes to a lot of the information I'll be talking about in this live right here. You feel me? Shorty said, please log out. Oh, you hating. Shorty hating. Christianity Before Christ. You feel me? Christianity Before Christ by John G. Jackson. Christianity Before Christ by John G. Jackson. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? And also Lost Keys of Freemasonry. The Lost Keys of Freemasonry by Manly P. Hall. The Lost Keys of Freemasonry by Manly P. Hall. You feel me? Now, my people who's tuned into my live right now on my YouTube, that you're gonna see I have a picture of Spiritual Soul up on my YouTube channel live right now as we speak. And the reason is this because I want to open up with a lot of gratitude when it comes to the energy that I'm coming in with to this live. What I mean by that is this: 3 years ago, I had a spiritual awakening. You feel what I'm saying? I would not be here if I did not have that spiritual experience, spiritual awakening that I had 3 years ago. And the spiritual awakening, spiritual experience that I had 3 years ago was triggered by me watching Spiritual Souls videos. Prior to watching his videos, I never heard of no meditation. I never heard of nothing really spiritual. I never heard of nothing like that. You feel what I'm saying? So from watching Spiritual Souls videos, it woke me up spiritually. It put me on a high spiritual plane. I got to learn how to meditate from watching Spiritual Souls videos. I learned many different things in the beginning of my spiritual path by watching Spiritual Soul. Spiritual Soul woke me up. He's the reason I'm here right now. So I give gratitude to him for that. And then number two, we got the God Young Pharaoh that I want to give gratitude to. After I woke up initially in my spiritual journey, had my spiritual awakening, one of the first teachers that I came across that taught me a whole large amount, plethora of knowledge was Young Pharaoh. Young Pharaoh was a teacher. I'm telling you, like his old channel that had like 500K subscribers. I was sitting down, son. I think I damn near watched every single video on his channel. I think maybe even twice. You feel me? Young Pharaoh was a person that put me on to the knowledge of Egypt or Kemet, ancient Kemet, and much other knowledge that in the beginning of my spiritual path that, kind of created a good foundation for me spiritually. You know what I mean? Opened my eyes up to a lot of information when it came to history and just understandings about spiritual science and things of that nature. You feel me? Oh shoot, my girl Maya in the chat. What's good, Maya? How you living? How you living? Shorty the Oracle. Maya the Oracle was good with it. Yo, Maya the Oracle was good with it. You feel me? And then number three, if you tuned into my YouTube, you see a picture of Bobby Hemmett right now. Number three, Bobby Hemmett. Yo, Bobby Hemmett is the teacher that, it's like these. Let me go back. Spiritual Soul was the person that initiated me on my spiritual path. You feel me? Spiritual Soul was the one that initiated my entire spiritual journey, you know? And then number two, Young Pharaoh was the one that created the foundation for me on my spiritual journey. He's the one that created a good foundation for me when it came to history and spiritual type knowledge and all that stuff. You feel me? Young Pharaoh was the one that did that for me. That's number two. And then number three is Bobby Hemmett. Bobby Hemmett is the teacher, the master teacher that built a good foundation for me when it came to the advanced occultism. You feel what I'm saying? The advanced occultism, the advanced esoteric metaphysical sciences. Bobby Hemmett is the teacher that introduced me and initiated me to the advanced occult, advanced occult science, the advanced uh, metaphysics, and the advanced esoteric sciences. You feel what I'm saying? By watching Bobby Hemmer's teachings, it brought me to the next level spiritually. You feel me? By watching Bobby Hemmett. So the reason I'm bringing up these three people, Young Pharaoh, Spiritual Soul, and Bobby Hemmett, is for the simple fact that I'm giving gratitude to those who help build my spiritual temple. You feel what I'm saying? Help build my spiritual foundation to help me be who I am now and help me in my purpose and what I'm doing for the for the for the for the for the people. You feel me? For the people. You know what I'm saying? Now, oh yeah, and also my people, hold on. Let me flip my camera. Let me flip my camera real quick. Let me flip my camera real quick. How I flip my camera though on this TikTok thing? Alright. Alright, so also my people, I just started my Patreon. I just signed up on Patreon and I got my Patreon going crazy right now. You know what I'm saying? I got my Patreon going crazy. I literally just created this right before I started this live. If I mean, literally right before I started this live, I created my Patreon. So all my people who is seeing this right now, go tap into my Patreon. You feel me? Sign up, $10 a month for some spiritual information, illumination, enlightenment that's going to put you to the next level in your spiritual journey. That's just one of the tiers. You feel what I'm saying? That I got going crazy right now. That's as you can see right here. It's the initiate. You feel what I'm saying? My people, $10 a month to get some spiritual information that's going to put you to the next level. And $20 a month for the priest level of the tier that's going to get you onto a spiritual level where, like I said, providing deep esoteric metaphysical and occult science that came from the ancestors. You know what I'm saying? That that you would apply to your everyday life, you know? And then the Godhead is a third tier. That's $50 a month, but it's $50 a month for a good reason. It's $50 a month for the simple fact that this is the information right here that will put you to a high level spiritually. It will bring you to the Godhead and the realization of the Godhead, the God within you. You feel what I'm saying? This is the information right here that the spiritual masters, the Hindu masters, your advanced Sufism, you know what I'm saying, your Gnostics, your Krishnamurtis, your Nityananda, Pramataya Nityananda, your Yogananda, your Buddhas, whatever you want to call it. This is information right here that they fully embodied in their everyday life and just in their mentality and the information that Jesus was teaching to his disciples. You feel what I'm saying? When you sign up for the Godhead tier of my Patreon, then you're gonna learn all type of different yoga techniques, yoga postures. I meant breathing techniques, mantras, hymns, cities, affirmations, as well as different spells and incantations, occult spells, whatever you want to call it, and incantations that will help to raise your kundalini, if I'm saying, raise your serpent energy, stimulate the DMT production in your brain. DMT is dimethyltryptamine, and fully activate your pineal gland. You feel what I'm saying? And this is how you activate and realize the Godhead within yourself. You feel what I'm saying? So that's my Patreon. I literally just made this right before this live. You feel me? So just know that we going motherfucking crazy when it comes to this. You know what I'm saying? So I just had to put that out there. The link to this is in my bio as well as my link tree on my TikTok. You feel me? Now, how do I flip my camera back? All right. Now let us continue. Let us continue with the information. Let's go crazy with the info now. Now we about to go hard. All right. So first things first. First things first, we're gonna talk about in this live, this powerful live we're gonna have right now. At one point in time, our ancient ancestors, had what you would call mystery schools. You feel what I'm saying? Mystery schools. Now, what exactly are these mystery schools? These mystery schools were special schools that people called initiates, or what you today would call the chosen ones. You feel what I'm saying? Enlightened beings, sages, shamans, whatever you want to call it. Enlightened beings or the chosen will go to these mystery schools in order to learn what it means to be God, in order to learn about their divinity, in order to unlock their divinity, unlock the true, rather, unlock is the wrong word. To realize the dormant abilities and the dormant aspects of themselves spiritually. You what I'm saying? You went to the mystery schools in order to learn this type of information. You know what I'm saying? This type of information, this science, because we got to understand that spirituality is science. Spirituality isn't just some goddamn some spooky stuff that like you ever seen that movie Hocus Pocus? You know what I'm saying? With the three witches, I put a spell on you, like that shit. Like spirituality ain't just some spooky shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? That's not something spooky like that. Spirituality is science. It's something. It's a science of your soul, a science of the true deep parts of yourself, the dormant deep parts of yourself that you may not understand and realize right now at this time. You know what I'm saying? Because you're distracted by the image that these two eyes give you. You're distracted by the noises that these ears give you, the sensations of your physical body, your physical form. You feel what I'm saying? But when you transcend physical reality, when you transcend the great mother's tricks, aka the matrix, which is your physical body, the physical reality, your physical senses, which kind of distract you from your spiritual attainment and your illumination. You feel what I'm saying? When you realize your deep spiritual nature, your divinity, that is when you begin to understand the true nature. You begin to understand the true nature of reality, and that's what spirituality is. That's what spiritual science is. That's the whole point of the breathing techniques, the yoga, the meditation, and all the different types of things. Is to wake up that dormant, sleeping soul within yourself, that sleeping God. You feel what I'm saying? The God within you that's lying asleep, lying dormant, that's waiting for you to come into a higher state of your being in order to unlock it, in order to realize that God. You feel what I'm saying? We know, bruh. Matter of fact, let's continue. So that's the mystery school. For my people who, like I said, I'm gonna say it one more time. Tap into my YouTube. All my people who's on my TikTok live right now, because on YouTube we're going crazy. We're on live right now on YouTube as well. Because 9 times out of 10, whenever I go live on this app on TikTok, they always gonna ban my live for some type of reason. You know what I'm saying? So just in case they ban my live, tap into me on my YouTube channel that I'm live on right now as we speak. The link is in my bio on my TikTok page, so that if they do take down my live on TikTok, y'all will still be able to tap in with me. You feel me? And continue getting this information. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just getting started. I'm just warming up, son. I'm just warming up. Man, I'm not Kaioken right now. I'm not even Super Saiyan 1. Son, I'm this and this live. I'm going all the way up to Ultra Instinct type shit. I'm not even Kaio. I just hit Kaioken. I'm not even Super Saiyan 1 yet. I'm going all the way up to Ultra Instinct. Yo. I'm just saying, you feel me? I'm just saying, got your girl on her knees like she praying. Well, all right, let's continue. So yes, the ancient ancestors had what you call the mystery schools where you went to learn how to become God. You feel what I'm saying? Now, when we see certain movies such as say Harry Potter or movies like X-Men, you see in Harry Potter, or rather in Harry Potter, in Harry Potter they had that entire school that was teaching all the different wizardry and white and magic and stuff in Harry Potter. That is essentially a depiction of what the mystery schools was like back in the ancient days. It was literally schools of magic. You went to these schools in order to learn what it means to be God, learn magic, learn illuminate the science of your illumination, the science of your enlightenment, the science of just anything esoteric, metaphysical, occult, all that different type of stuff. You went to the mystery schools in order to learn what that means. You feel me? You go to the mystery schools in order to become a magician, become a sorcerer, become a high level spiritualist, a high level just become the just you become your illuminated self. You feel me? And that's what they depicted in Harry Potter as well as in X Men. In X Men when it was Professor X's School for the Gifted. You feel me? You gotta understand if you are a person, it's like this. If you a person that's watching this live right now, you trying to get this esoteric, metaphysical, occult information, and you have questions within yourself like, yo, how the fuck, why, like it's like this. If you have questions like, yo, why am I even in a physical body? Like, what is this body that I'm in? Like, what is reality itself? What is existence like? Who am I? What am I? Like, what is all of this? Like, how did all of this even like become like how is it that like reality itself is even here? You feel what I'm saying? Like not only that, but just what exactly can I really do outside of just what I know I can do, like move my body and move my mouth and shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? If you're one of those people, then you are essentially what you would call, if this was X-Men, you would be a mutant. You feel what I'm saying? You'd be a mutant, and if you want to learn how to control and use your powers and take your powers to the next level and really learn about yourself as a mutant in X-Men, you go to Professor X's School for the Gifted in order to learn what it means to truly be a mutant. You feel what I'm saying? So just like in real life, if you're a person that is enlightened, or you're a person that is seeking enlightenment, or you're a person that's an initiate into these mysteries and initiate into this type of information, esoteric, occult, metaphysical information, if you're a person that you're you have a burning desire to know, you go to mystery schools or you go to enlightened beings, enlightened teachers, spiritual masters in order to learn what what all of this is. You feel what I'm saying? And all that. You know? So now what we must understand is this as well. And I'm gonna be going over the history of Freemasonry and the mystery schools right now in about a minute. You feel me? Before we get in depth when it comes to laws of the universe and stuff like that. So build with me, my people. You gotta just gotta build with me. You feel me? Just gotta build with me. Now we all know we've all heard of Freemasonry or the term Freemasonry. Now many of us when we think of Freemasonry, we think of we think of like some child sacrifices or some spooky stuff like that or whatever when it comes to Freemasonry. So right now we're gonna answer the question of what really is Freemasonry. What is Freemasonry? What is the origins of Freemasonry? What really is that? You feel what I'm saying? And the answer to that question is this. Like I just said, at one point in time, there existed these places called mystery schools in ancient civilizations where you went to learn what it means to be God. Now, we know from history that these civilizations they eventually fell, got conquered, enslaved, all a bunch of different type of stuff like that, right? So with the civilizations falling, so did the mystery schools also fall. Like you see in today's day and age, there is no mystery school that you go to learn how to become God. We just have universities, colleges, right? So that begs the question: where did the information to become God and all that? Where did that go? If they destroyed the mystery schools, then did they also destroy the information? Now, much of the information was was destroyed. Much of the information was destroyed, but they also took a lot of the information themselves and they held it and they stored it and they kept the information. The information was saved, and that information of learning what it means to be God, it was placed in your different spiritual texts all over the world that are within your different religions and whatnot. You feel what I'm saying? In your Bible, your Vedic texts, and like your Hindus. You feel what I'm saying? Your Hindu Vedic text, your Mahabharata, your Bhagavad Gita, your Upanishad, your Dhammapada, your Rig Veda, um, your Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. There's a lot more. There's a lot more. I'm not saying of it, but I can't think of the top of my head. But your Vedic text, your Holy Quran, your Kabbalah, your Tanakh, your your Torah, um, many of these different spiritual texts all over the world, they all contain the information of the science of the ancient mystery system, the ancient mystery schools. All that information has become fragmented, if what I'm saying, fragmented and put into these different texts. You know what I'm saying? Now, now what does it have to do with Freemasonry? We must understand is this. Do I have a Bible? Where my Bible at? All right. Y'all see this Bible right here? Y'all see this Bible right here? Y'all see this Bible right here? What we must understand is this. 9 times out of 10, 90% of the world has a Bible in their house. Damn near everybody got a Bible. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody has a Bible. Everybody knows about the Bible and has the basic understanding of stories in the Bible, right? Now, the Bible is one of the oldest texts, spiritual texts that we have. And we must understand is this about the Bible. The Bible is a occult, metaphysical, esoteric, scientific book, scientific text. The Bible is a science book. The Bible is not the Bible is not just some text that you read like it's Harry Potter. You don't just read the Bible like it's Harry Potter. You don't just read the Bible like it's goddamn Captain Underpants. You know what I'm saying? You don't just read the Bible like it's just a regular book. You need to be trained on how to read the Bible. You need to be trained on the different allegories and mythologies that are within that text that is the Holy Bible in order to truly be able to understand it and interpret it, what's being told to you in that text. And the Freemasons essentially hold the keys to understanding that information. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is this. The Freemasons have something that is called within Masonry, or also the Moorish Science Temple, which is just another form of Masonry, exists something called the Codex Inscriptus. Now, the Codex Inscriptus is Latin for inscribed code. You know what I'm saying? The Codex Inscriptus is Latin for inscribed code. What is code. Burning here? There is nothing burning. The Codex Inscriptus is Latin for inscribed code. You know what I'm saying? It is Latin for inscribed code. There is a inscribed code within that text that is the Holy Bible. You know what I'm saying? As what not only the Bible but also the Bhagavad Gita, your Upanishads, your not really a Upanishad, that's kind of straightforward, but it still is in that your many of your spiritual texts. There is a Codex Inscriptus to these texts. Now, what does this mean? What does this mean? This Codex Inscriptus. It means like this. What it means is like this. For example, when you see in the Bible in say Revelations, or rather, let's say in Genesis, in the beginning of Genesis, because most of us are familiar with that. When in the beginning of Genesis, what does it say? Hold on. Let me bust out my Bible, man. I got that big Bible too, man. I got that motherfucking church Bible. I got that Catholic church Bible. You know what I'm saying? I got that Catholic church Bible, nigga. I got that Bible they be holding up in the Catholic church. Niggas be like, oh, kuri 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 spiritus, oh, holy mini. Like that nigga, yo, I got one of them on God. All right. So what does it say in Genesis? Hold on. As a matter of fact, we're gonna go to Revelations instead, because Revelations is really like what I got on my mind right now. You go to Revelations, and you see a part in Revelations. Hold on, it talks about the 7 seals. You know what I'm saying? Revelations chapter 5. And I saw in the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book written within and on the backside, sealed with 7 seals. You know what I'm saying? And then it just goes on and explains what the 7 seals are when you continue reading the text. Now, to your average pastor, your average priest, and whatnot, they're not going to know what the seven seals are. They probably just going, you know what I'm saying, going tell you some motivational speech or something like that when it comes to it, right? Now, if you understand, if you are educated at masonry and occultism and the Moorish Science Temple, then you understand the Codex and Scriptus when it comes to the seven seals. That the seven seals in the Bible is talking about the seven chakras. You feel what I'm saying? Your seven chakras, your seven main energy centers in your body. The seven main energy centers in your body, which are all correlated to a certain gland in your body. You feel what I'm saying? For example, your root chakra is correlated to your adrenal glands. Your sacral chakra is correlated to your reproductive glands. Um, your solar plexus, I can't remember what the solar plexus was, but your heart chakra is to your heart muscle, whatever. Your throat chakra is correlated to your thyroid gland. Your third eye chakra is correlated to your pituitary gland, and your crown chakra is correlated to your pineal gland. You feel what I'm saying? So your seven chakras, your seven main energy centers are all correlated to the main glands in your body. You feel me? You feel me? You feel me? So that's just an example of what I mean by the Codex and Scriptus. But let's go in a little bit more on Masonry because I don't want to become too unorganized with this live. I don't want to be too unorganized. All right. So I'll be reading. What we're gonna be going over is I'm gonna be reading from this text. That is The Lost Keys of Freemasonry by Manly P. Hall, as well as Stolen Legacy by George G. M. James, and Christianity Before Christ by John G. Jackson. Now, this text right here, The Lost Keys of Freemasonry, is written by the author named Manly P. Hall. Now, Manly P. Hall was a 33rd degree Freemason who lived from 1901 until 1990. You feel me? From 1901 till 1990. Now, for those who are unfamiliar with Masonry, Manly P. Hall was a 33rd degree Freemason. Now, the 30 Masonry goes all the way up to 33 degrees. You feel what I'm saying? So 33 degrees is the highest level of a Mason that you can attain. So Manly P. Hall was a 33rd degree Freemason. You feel me? And like I just explained, in Masonry is where the 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 secrets to understanding the spiritual text and understanding your illumination and your enlightenment and the science of your God body is hidden in. You feel me? My man said, "How to become gods." Keep listening, man. Now I'm gonna read y'all a couple different passages from this text. Okay. Okay. All right. So this is page 30 of the Lost Keys of Freemasonry that I'm reading from right now. Talking about the true Mason, what a Mason really is, what a true Mason is. The true Mason realizes that the work of the mystery schools in the world is of an inclusive rather than an exclusive nature, and that the only lodge which is broad enough to express his ideals is one whose dome is in the heavens, whose pillar are the corners of creation, whose checkerboard floor is composed of the crossing currents of human emotion, and whose altar is the human heart. Creeds cannot bind the true seeker for truth. Realizing the unity of all truth, the Mason also realizes that the hierarchies laboring with him have given him in his varying degrees the mystical spiritual rituals of all the mystery schools in the world. And if he would fill his place in the plan, he must not enter the sacred study for what he can get out of it, but that he may learn how to serve. Let us continue. In Freemasonry is concealed the mystery of creation, the answer to the problem of existence, and the path the student must tread in order to join those who are really the living powers behind the thrones of modern, national, and international affairs. The true student realizes most of all that the taking of degrees does not make a man a mason. A mason is not appointed, he is evolved, and he must realize that the position he holds in the exoteric lodge, meaning, your lodge that's, down the block, your lodge is in your local city, the exoteric lodge, means nothing compared to his position in the spiritual lodge of life. He must forever discard the idea that he can be told or instructed in the sacred mysteries, or that his being a member of an organization improves him in any way. He must realize that his duty is to build and evolve the sacred teachings in his own being, meaning in your temple, the temple of God, which is your physical body. You feel me? That nothing but his own purified being can unlock the door to the sealed libraries of human consciousness. I lost my, my where was I? I lost where I was. Where was I? He must forever discard the idea that he can be told or instructed in the sacred mysteries or that his being a member of an organization improves him in any way. He must realize that his duty is to build and evolve the sacred teachings in his own being, that nothing but his own purified being can unlock the door to the sealed libraries of human consciousness, and that his Masonic rites must eternally be speculative until he makes them operative by living the life of the mystic Mason. His karmic responsibilities increase with his opportunities. Those who are surrounded with knowledge and opportunity for self improvement and make nothing of these opportunities are the lazy workmen who will be spiritually, if not physically, cast out of the temple of the king. You hear me? Let's continue. The Masonic order is not a mere social organization, but is composed of all those who have banded themselves together to learn and apply the principles of mysticism and the occult rites. They are, or should be, philosophers, sages, and sober minded individuals who have dedicated themselves upon the Masonic altar and vowed by all they hold dear that the world shall be better, wiser, and happier because they have lived. Those who enter these mystic rites and pass between the pillars, seeking either prestige or commercial advantage, are blasphemers. And while in this world we may count them as successful, they are the cosmic failures who have barred themselves out from the true right, whose keynote is unselfishness and whose workers have renounced the things of earth. You hear me? Can I repeat the name of the book? This is Lost Keys of Freemasonry by Manly P. Hall. You feel me? Tap into my YouTube link in my bio. I'm on live on my YouTube. And if you was live on my YouTube right now, then you'll be able to see that I have the text up right now on the page. You feel me? Because I'm doing a PowerPoint on my YouTube live right now as we speak. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of a introduction to what it means to be a Mason, or what a Mason is, rather. You feel what I'm saying? Let's continue though. There is much there is much to be learned, my people. Let us continue. Okay, let's talk about the entered apprentice, meaning the initiate, the person who is essentially getting into their spiritual journey, getting into the introductory Mason, the first degree Mason. The first degree Mason is a initiate into the spirit, into spirituality, into esoteric occult studies. That's what true Mason is, the first degree Mason. You feel what I'm saying? You feel me? So understand that the true Mason is simply the person who is the seeker of the truth, of spiritual truth, of enlightenment, of illumination. The Mason isn't just a guy who got a curtain, what that thing on his lap, whatever the thing is. The true Mason is the seeker of the highest truth that is to be offered in this physical reality that we exist in. You have it. So when it comes to the initiate, there are 5 spiritual requirements of the initiate. Number 1, it is essential that the entered apprentice or the initiate should have studied sufficiently the subject of anatomy to have at least a general idea of the physical body, for the entire degree is based upon the mystery of form. The human body is the highest manifestation of form which he is capable of analyzing. Consequently, he must devote himself to the study of his own being and its mysteries and complexities. So, we must understand is this when it comes to occult science and whatnot. Esoteric, metaphysical, and occult science is all to be related to yourself. It is the study of the universe, existence, the earth, and the self, and how they all correlate together, how all of it correlates together. You feel what I'm saying? So, if you want to understand the sun that is in the sky, then you need to understand the sun that is within your soul, within your body. If you want to understand the sky, the heavens, then you need to understand your heavens, the heavens that's within you, that is your own mind, your own brain, your brain. The sanctum sanctorum, if what I'm saying, that is your mind, your brain. You feel me? Number 2, the entered apprentice must realize that his body is the living temple of the living God and treat it accordingly. For when he abuses or mistreats it, he breaks the sacred obligations which he must assume before he can ever hope to understand the true mysteries of the craft. The breaking of his pact with the higher life evolving within himself unfailingly invokes the retributive agencies of nature. Number 3, he must study the problem of the maintenance of bodies through food, clothing, breathing, and other necessities, as all of these are important steps in the entered apprentice lodge or the initiation process. Those who eat and moderately dress improperly and use only about 1/3 of their lung capacity can never have the physical efficiency necessary for the fullest expression of the higher life. So, what does this mean? What we must understand is this: your body was specifically created and formed in a specific, mathematically precise, complex way, to where your body is specifically designed to eat certain foods, intake certain foods and certain water, certain substances. Your body is designed that way to intake certain things to make it so that your body operates at its highest capacity. Your body is designed to be able to manipulate and control the breath, not just breathe regularly and normally, you know what I'm saying, but to also manipulate and control the breath to be able to manipulate higher states of mind, states of being. You feel what I'm saying? Why you think, for example, you see Wim Hof and how the guy he climbed Mount Everest in just his underwear. My man Wim Hof climbed Mount Everest in his tidy whities. My guy, he climbed Mount Everest in his tidy whities. How? Because he understands the science of the breath and how the breath essentially controls your nervous system. The breath controls your mind. The breath controls and regulate, and through controlling the breath is how you're able to control and regulate your nervous system. You feel what I'm saying? You'll be able to raise your body's temperature by controlling your breath and breathing in a certain way. You'll be able to experience certain mystical spiritual experiences by controlling and manipulating your breath in a certain way. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Number 4, he must grow physically and in the expression of concrete things. Human relationships must be idealized at this time, and he must seek to unfold all unselfish qualities which are necessary for the harmonious working of the Mason and his fellow men on the physical plane of nature. You know what I'm saying? And number 5, he must seek to round off all inequalities. He can best do this by balancing his mental and physical organisms through the application and study of the 7 liberal arts and sciences, meaning to have a well-rounded, if you want to truly understand the world and of the world on a deeper level, if what I'm saying, you gotta have You got to have at least a basic knowledge of the several liberal arts. At the very least, that's the basics, man. The basics is the several liberal arts, your math, your science, your art, agriculture, architecture, things of that nature. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta at least have a basic fundamental understanding of these things, your anatomy, biology, whatever. A basic fundamental understanding of these things at the very least. Because if not, then it's like this. It's like this. 360 degrees makes a circle. 360 degrees makes a circle. If you want a full 360-degree full circle knowledge of the world and of yourself, then you need to understand and study and learn the different aspects of the world, the different elements, the different planes of manifestation. You feel what I'm saying? And learning the several liberal arts, or at least the foundations, the basic principles of them, is key to understanding this world and yourself on a deeper level, like that. You feel me? Because we must understand that it is through our ignorance that the powers that be that are able to profit off of us, they're able to take advantage of the masses of the people. You know what I'm saying? It is only through manipulating and taking control of your ignorance. There is nothing else. You feel me? You feel what I'm saying? It is only through manipulating you of your ignorance. You don't know how to farm. You don't know how to grow your own food, so you go to the grocery store to get food. You don't know how to heal yourself. When you get sick, you don't know how to heal yourself. The knowledge of herbs and plant medicine, you don't have that. You're ignorant of it. You don't know how to heal yourself. So because you don't know how to heal yourself, you go to the doctor in order to get healed. You feel what I'm saying? The masses, I mean, the powers that be that that control the governments around the world, the powers that be that elect the president, because you don't elect the president. I hope you know that. You Joe Biden, you didn't elect Joe Biden. Somebody, the people that's higher up above Joe Biden were the people that put Joe Biden in that position. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the powers that be. You know what I'm saying? The powers that be that are the ones that create the money that you use every day. You know what I'm saying? That we use every day. Their entire agenda is to keep the masses of the people, the 85%, if you're familiar with the 5%ers teachings, the 85% of the world, the majority, the masses, their job is to keep them in a perpetual state of ignorance, a perpetual state of just a lack of knowledge. Deaf, dumb, and blind. Deaf, dumb, and blind. You deaf. You don't want to hear shit. You don't. You somebody coming at you with the knowledge. Somebody you sitting here talking about Jesus, my Lord and Savior, but then I come at you and I say, yo, bro, you really want to know about some Jesus? Like you want to know about the real Jesus? Then niggas be deaf. Oh, nah, I don't want to hear that. No, that's blasphemy, devil worshiper. I don't want to hear that. You deaf. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And then what does being and then from there, what happens? You have this, what do you call it? Cognitive dissonance within yourself. These contradictory beliefs and views about the world. There's ignorance about you. So because you ignorant, the thing about it, this is the thing about it. In the Bible it says, let the wise man become a fool so that he may become wise again. Understand this. You may be very knowledgeable in certain areas. Like me, I'm very knowledgeable when it comes to spiritual, esoteric, occult science, and things of that nature. But when it comes to other subjects and other areas, I'm a fool. I don't know nothing. I don't know. There's many things in this world that I don't know. You feel me? Now, the wise man understands that he's a fool in many different areas. The wise man is able to understand his foolish ways, understand his ignorance. The wise man understands that he's ignorant to many things in this world. So because he understands that he is ignorant, he is then open. He's open to learning. His mind is open. You feel what I'm saying? If I don't know nothing about cars, and then I go and I meet a mechanic or somebody who's a professional when it comes to cars, I'm not gonna say a word. I'm just gonna be asking questions. I'm just going to be open to listening and learning from this man because I'm ignorant and this is the wise man in this situation. And vice versa. If you know everything about spiritual or everything about cause or something like that, and somebody come to you and they don't know, then it is your job in that moment of time to educate them, to enlighten them. In that moment, you are the wise man. But understand that even though you wise in one area, you a fool in many others, and you a fool when it comes to most things. We don't, you gotta understand. You may be really knowledgeable in something, but when it comes to the grand scheme of things, you really don't know anything. So you gotta always keep your mind open to that understanding. You feel me? So that's what make you dumb. You become dumb when you just ignorant. You ignorant as hell. You don't. You not only are you ignorant, you don't know, but you. It's like this. Confidence becomes arrogance when it's based in a bad foundation. You feel what I'm saying? Confidence becomes arrogance when it's based in a bad when it's built on a bad foundation. You ignorant and you don't truly know, but yet you gonna boast and act like you know. Act like you know what you're talking, act like you whatever. You feel what I'm saying? That right there, that's the fool. You feel me? And then blind, you already know. People be blind, you know what I'm saying? People be blind to certain things because you ignorant and you just have a certain perception of the world. You don't see what's right in front of you. Like y'all know like the movie They Live. I wish I put that in this PowerPoint. But y'all know the movie They Live. Well, I'm gonna look up the image right now. Y'all know in the movie They Live. I'm about to show you. For my people who tapped in with me on YouTube, yeah, I gotta tap in with me on YouTube so you can see this PowerPoint right now. You feel me? Hold up. Where that? Oh shoot. My fault. I wasn't even sharing my screen. I just realized I wasn't sharing my screen. That's tough. On the PowerPoint. But y'all know in the movie They Live? In the movie They Live where this right here. Hold up. Flip my camera. I know in the movie They Live, what it was this thing right here, the Times Square, and it's obey, obey, conform, watch television, obey, consume, stay asleep, reproduce, conform, conform, conform. You put on the magic glasses and you see what it really is. You feel me? You put on the magic glasses and you see what it really is. You know what I'm saying? The magic glasses make you see what it really is. But if you blind, then all you're gonna see is entertainment. All you're gonna see is whatever. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue though. Let's not dwell on things too much. Let's continue. All right. So after you have gone past the level of just an initiate, or in masonry, the entered apprentice, and you starting to understand spiritual truth. You starting to understand spiritual science and occult truth, spiritual truths on a deeper level. You know what I'm saying? The next level after that is in masonry is called the fellow craftsman or the fellow craft, meaning essentially is like the next level or the level before the level before being the master mason. One level below the master mason is the fellow craftsman, which is like the person who is past being initiate. You pass the beginner level of your spiritual journey, but there's still things that you must master. So these are the following requirements that are necessary before the student of the fellow craft can rise to the next level. These are the requirements for the person of the fellow craft to rise to the level of the master mason, or the next level in their spiritual journey and their illumination. Number one, The mastery of emotional outbreaks of all kinds, poise under trying conditions, kindness in the face of unkindness, and simplicity with its accompanying power. These points can show that the seeker is worthy of being taught by a fellow craftsman. Hold up. Feel me? So, what does this mean? Y'all ever have we probably all experience certain toxic people or people who are they just they temper so high, they just controlled and by they controlled and ruled by their emotions. They slaves to their emotions and their compulsions, their impulses. You know what I'm saying? You say you say something to them and they just go off. You feel me? And it's like nah, you may be like nah, I didn't even mean it like that. Like I know I said what I said, but this is what I meant by what I said. I didn't mean to offend you or whatever. This is what I actually meant. They're like nah. They just going off. They emotions, they compulsions, they impulses is running them. It's ruling them in that point. They are slave to their emotions, their impulses and whatever. You feel me? Like you ever seen the Boondocks, a nigga moment. That's a perfect example. A nigga moment in the Boondocks, bruh. A nigga moment. You bump somebody in the street, you step on somebody's shoes, and they turn around, they want to fight you. They damn near want to kill you because you stepped on their shoes. Some so insignificant, something so just small, so stupid, like stepping on somebody's shoes by accident. Somebody won't turn around and want to kill you just for that. You feel me? These are the people who are slaves to their emotions and their impulses, their compulsions. They slaves to the flesh. You feel me? And these moments when you face with these type of people to get to the next level in your spirituality, the next level in your illumination, you must understand that you must master yourself. You must master your own outbreaks. When it comes to being faced with these type of people that are gonna want to damn near kill you for stepping on their shoes, you gotta be the person that the bigger person. You know what I'm saying? The bigger person, you got to be able to look at them and say, yo, it ain't even worth it like that. It ain't even worth it. Yo, my bad, bro. I didn't even mean to do that. Or somebody who's just going off on you for a misunderstanding, instead of arguing back and forth with them and just putting energy, throwing wood into the fire, and just draining your own energy by arguing with a person for some stupid ass reason. Instead, it's like, okay, I understand why you feel that way, or I understand why or I believe you misunderstood me, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You gotta master your emotions. You feel me? And mastering your emotions as well, it comes in like this. When you in the moments where, say, you yourself, you about to blow up, it's catching yourself in a moment and being like, is this really worth it to be acting like this right now? Or this just me just following what my mind and my flesh is telling me? You feel me? Is this just me just listening to my anger, or am I above my anger? Am I above my anger and my sadness and all of that, or am I a slave to it? You feel me? Now, obviously, if somebody run up in your home, like say you a man, somebody run up in your home with your kids and your woman is sleeping or whatever like that, then obviously in that moment, shit, nigga, ain't no peace and love and happiness in that moment. Nigga, it's deep. It's nigga, you summoning the powers of the devil and Satan, nigga, and that Satan gonna come through and help you out. You gonna be on some demon shit in that time. You feel me? Somebody run up in your home with your wife, your motherfucking kids sleeping or something like that. You gonna be seeing red. You gonna turn to a demon in that time right there, because that's righteous. You feel what I'm saying? You righteously gonna protect your people. So that's why it's important to have discernment. And discernment is so important. You feel what I'm saying? And in anything and everything, not only just a spiritual path, but just in everything in life, discernment is so important. Being able to discern between if I should really be a demon right now, or is it not worth it? Should I? You know what I'm saying? You feel me? All right. So that's number one. Number two, the mastery of the animal energies, the curbing of passion and desire, and the control of the lower nature mark the faithful attempts on the part of the student to be worthy of the fellow craft. Now, the mastery of animal energies. The mastery of animal energies. The curbing of passion and desire, and the control of the lower nature. Now, what does this mean? What we must understand is that we have part of our brain, and part of our brain, we have something called your reptilian brain, which is essentially your animal instincts, your animal compulsions, your animal desires type shit. You know what I'm saying? Also, if you understand occult science, then you understand that your lower self, your lower three chakras, your root, sacral, solar plexus chakras, is likened to hell. You feel what I'm saying? That's hell, your lower self, aka your animal nature, your lower nature. You feel me? What is your lower nature? Your root chakra correlated with your survival instincts. Just trying to survive, roof over my head, food in my stomach, just trying to survive. You feel me? Your your sacral chakra, which is correlated with your sense of creativity and your sexual your pleasures in general. Meaning your sex that's your sex chakra. You feel what I'm saying? Your sex chakra. Your sex chakra, which it's just like this. We programmed our body. We're literally programmed to want to have sex. You're programmed to desire sex and to seek out seek out sex. You feel what I'm saying? We're programmed that way, to reproduce and whatever. Now, many of us become slaves to this, or we overindulge into the sex. You know what I'm saying? When you watching too much of them videos, that porn, you watch every time you see Shorty walking by, she thick, Shorty look good as hell. She thick, she got the fat ass. Oh my god, that shit. You know what I'm saying? Or if you in the gym and you see Shorty with the crazy, she got the crazy body on her. You know what I mean? Like she's squatting, her body crazy. Y'all know how it is too. Yeah, them girls that be hitting gym and like them gym girls that really be hitting the gym, son. Yo, on God, you be looking at them like, son, I'm trying to run that down. You feel me? You got to be able to control them aspects of yourself. You know what I mean? Control them aspects of yourself. And then there's your solar plexus. Your solar plexus is correlated to your ego. You know what I'm saying? Your egotistical ways, meaning like this. We all we all want status. We all crave a sense of status, a sense of importance, a sense of who am I, whatever, who how, am I important? You know what I mean? That's your ego, your solar plexus. That's where that energy really emanates from. You know, people who be heavy in that energy, that egotistical type energy. These are the people that they get a car and they not satisfied with what they have. They not satisfied with what they have. They always just they always need the bigger house. They get a 5 bedroom house. They need a 10 bedroom house. They get a 10 bedroom house. Now they need a 20 bedroom. You feel what I'm saying? These are people that they got an Ultima, a Nissan Ultima. They're not satisfied. Then they gotta get the Beamer. Not satisfied. Now I got the Beamer. I gotta get the Ferrari. Damn, I got the Ferrari. I'm still not satisfied. Now I gotta get the Bentley. Still not satisfied. You feel what I'm saying? Like that egotistical aspect of people. Now, obviously gaining wealth and building wealth is very important, and having a sense of status and a sense of who am I, a sense of your importance, status, whatever, and all that is very important in your journey in this life. It's very important in the journey in this life, but we must always stay 10 toes and always remember that at the end of our life, the last moments of our life, the most last moments of our lives, we come to the realization in the last moments of our lives before we leave from this world, before we leave from this body, that our who our importance, our status, and all that different shit means absolutely fucking nothing. Because your ass gonna die, nigga. Your ass gonna die. Your ass gonna die one day. And when your ass die, your status, how many cars you had, how many houses you had, how big your house was, all that different shit mean absolutely fucking nothing when you die. because you don't take that shit with you. You know what I'm saying? The only thing you take with you when you die is your experiences, your knowledge, your wisdom, and your understanding, your spiritual attainment, your spiritual knowledge. All of the only thing you take with you when you die is that which is within your mind. That which is within your mind, the only thing that go with you when you die. Nothing else. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Number three, the understanding and mastery of the creative forces, the consecration of them to the unfolding of the spiritual nature, and a proper understanding of their physical application are necessary steps at this stage of the student's growth. So the understanding and mastery of creative forces. So your creative forces is essentially two things: your mind, your how you think, and your sexual energy. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta understand this. Your sexual energy is your kundalini energy. You know what I mean? Your sexual energy is your kundalini energy. Now, in occult science, your kundalini energy, the Uraeus, the serpent, your sexual energy, it must be raised up from your root chakra from hell. You feel what I'm saying? From hell, from your root chakra all the way down there, your lower self, your lower chakras, your sexual energy, your creative energy, your spiritual energy, that kundalini, it needs to be raised up from hell, the root chakra, all the way up through your spine into into your brain, hitting the pineal gland. And like I said, what did we say before? The pineal gland is correlated with your crown chakra. So when it hits your pineal gland, the crown chakra, that's the top, the highest chakra, the highest of the main chakras, the seven chakras, your crown chakra. It hit the pineal gland, and that's where your illumination comes in. Your job in your spiritual attainment is to raise up that spiritual energy, that creative energy, that sexual energy to your spiritual centers that's within your brain, in the sanctum sanctorum. You feel what I'm saying? Your pineal gland, which is also known as in occult science, also known as Lucifer. You feel me? Lucifer. Lucifer was banished to hell. We're getting deep now. Lucifer was banished to hell. Lucifer was thrown out of heaven and banished to hell. What is hell? Hell is your root chakra. What is heaven? Heaven is the sanctum sanctorum, your higher mind, the higher chakras, the higher energy centers, the higher spiritual centers in your mind, in your brain, in yourself. You cast out of heaven your higher self, down into hell, your lower self, Lucifer. You are Lucifer. Your human body, your physical body is Lucifer. You feel what I'm saying? That's what you understand when you understand occult science. And your job in the spiritual, your job in your spiritual attainment is to raise up that energy back up. Your job is to get back to heaven. Your job is to get out of hell and get back to heaven. You feel what I'm saying? You got to go through hell to get to heaven. You got to raise your energy up. You feel me? Number four, the transmutation of personal affection into impersonal compassion shows that the fellow craftsman truly understands his duties and is living in a manner worthy of his order. Personalities cannot bind the true second degree member. For having raised one point of the compass, he now realizes that all personal manifestations are governed by impersonal principles. You feel me? So it's like this. All of us, we view reality from our subjective points of views. You know what I'm saying? You see me, you say, oh, that's him speaking on the live. And you say, oh, I'm me listening to him speak on the live. That's from your subjective point of view. But when you understand spiritual thing, or say like uh when motherfucking Takeoff died, y'all niggas, most of y'all ain't give a fuck. I know I ain't give a fuck that Takeoff died. Keep it a bean. I don't give a fuck that nigga died. I mean, I like his music and shit. I don't give a fuck about that nigga. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. But say your mother died, then your ass gonna be crying. Your ass gonna be depressed. Your ass gonna be sad as hell if your mother died. But if Takeoff died, then it's like, oh, whatever. I don't care, right? That's because from your subjective viewpoint, you have your personal affections. You feel what I'm saying? Your personal things about yourself. Like you You selectively only care and love these certain things. You feel me? You assign certain importance and certain significance to these certain things. You feel me? But on your spiritual path, eventually you got to get to a point where you understand that the Godhead, God is in everything, each and every single thing. You know what I'm saying? You, in a certain path in your spiritual journey, you understand that God is in everything. You feel what I'm saying? That Godhead is in each and every single person, each and every single thing. And you go from having your own desires, everything that you just want for yourself. I just want this for myself, this, and that, all this shit for myself, me, to thinking more on an objective standpoint. You want to, instead of just doing shit that's all for yourself, you instead start to think about the collective. You instead start to think about the whole rather than just yourself. You feel what I'm saying? Instead of just thinking about your limited 30 degrees of perspective, you start to think about the full circle, the full 360 degrees. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And this comes when you open up that heart chakra, you open up your heart. You feel me? I know a lot of us, we we have problems and trouble when it comes to our heart. You know what I mean? That compassion, that love within ourselves based upon our traumas and just the stuff that we experience in our lives, especially us guys. You feel what I'm saying? All the sisters, all the queens, the goddesses, the women. The women is naturally just more in tune when it comes to their emotions and their feelings and their heart. It's like it's really us guys. A lot of us guys, a lot of time, have trouble when it comes to being in tune with our emotions and our feelings, our heart. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? And number five. At this point, the candidate consecrates the five senses to the study of human problems with the unfolding of sense centers as the motive. For he realizes that the five senses are keys, the proper application of which will give him material for spiritual transmutation if he will apply to them the common divisor of analogy. So I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. It's just understanding that your five senses, your physical senses, your taste, touch, sight, hearing, whatever, all that different shit, whatever, your five physical senses that you use to navigate through this world, they are the key. The five, your senses is the key to your spiritual attainment because it's just like this. If you didn't know how to hear or how to read, I mean, if you didn't know how to hear or how to see, I mean, if you didn't have hearing or sight, then you wouldn't be able to read a book, right? Wouldn't be able to, yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. It's pretty self-explanatory. So it's like this, man. It's like instead of instead of like for my God, instead of just seeing Shorty, she thick as hell, like Shorty bad as fuck. I feel like Shorty bad as hell, whatever, right? Instead of looking at her and being like, damn, like you look at her and your immediately your mind say, damn, I'm trying to kill, I'm trying to smash. You get the number just to try and smash, whatever, right? Instead, you could be using that same energy that Shorty give you in order to build and evolve yourself, spiritually, financially, physically, mentally, whatever it might be. You feel what I'm saying? You feel me? There's an ancient saying by the ancestors that goes, "Wisdom is gained when man becomes more like woman, and woman becomes more like man." As in, naturally, a woman is more in tune with her emotions and her feelings and her heart, her intuition. And naturally, a man is more so in tune with his mind and his will, his inner fire, his intellect. When a man becomes more in tune with his emotions and his feelings and his heart, he gains great wisdom. When a woman becomes more in tune with that fire, that will, her intellect, her mentality, her mind, she gains wisdom. You feel me? Let's continue. Let's continue to let's continue. Hmm. Where we at? Where we at? There we go. Uh, Now we're gonna get into what book is that? Lost Keys of Freemasonry by Manly P. Hall. Lost Keys of Freemasonry. Lost Keys of Freemasonry by Manly P. Hall. All right. So let's get into what we're gonna get into next, which is the mystery schools. Let's get into some of the science and the history of the mystery schools real quick. Let's go from Freemasonry. We understand Masonry on a certain level now. You understand it pretty good. Let's get into the mystery school science and history. Now, for this, I'm gonna be reading from not only this text, I'm also gonna be reading from Stolen Legacy by George E. M. James and also Christianity Before Christ by John G. Jackson. And I hope y'all tuned into my live right now on YouTube because this PowerPoint go crazy. You know what I'm saying? PowerPoint go crazy though. But on page 92 of Lost Keys of Freemasonry by Manly P. Hall, Manly P. Hall says, recognizing Egypt to have been the cradle of superior culture and most exalted philosophy, admitting the most undeniable evidence that the Egyptian mysteries, Egyptian aka Kemetic mysteries, were the progenitors of modern Freemasonry, meaning modern Freemasonry came from the mystery schools of Kemet. It is most sad that a critical dissection of the Egyptian theological system is impeded and rendered almost impossible by the comparatively late and incomplete forms of the ancient writings now available on the subject. As in, yo, it's like this, son. When it comes to matters, when it comes to history of Egypt, Kemet, right? We have people who are Egyptologists, people who are historians, right? People who are historians, they're gonna tell you the chronological history when it comes to Egypt, Kemet, these different civilizations, right? But we must understand that a historian is very different from an occultist. An occultist is the one who understands the science and of the mysteries. You feel me? The historian can only tell you what they taught. The historian can only tell you what the curriculum was or what they was teaching in them schools. The historian can't tell you in depth what the true science of it was, like an occultist can. You feel what I'm saying? The Egyptians, page 93 of Lost Keys of Freemasonry. The Egyptians were far in advance of their time. Long before the Christian era, the Egyptian priests had traced the circulation of the blood, composed books on anatomy and physics, had developed glass blowing, licensed dentists and occultists, and if the Ebers papyrus be authority, brewed excellent beer. It was in the dark land of Kem that many sciences had their beginnings, as did also several noble schools of philosophy and ethics. During the glory of the empire, the priests served the heavenly fire, and not only using it in the mysteries of alchemy, but as an abstract symbol of the supreme good. You feel me? So understand that damn near everything we have in the modern day civilizations when it comes to science, spiritual science, not only spiritual science, but the several liberal arts, spiritual science, occult science, metaphysics, esoteric science, all that different type of stuff. All that came from ancient Kemet or Egypt. So we done with that book for now. So now we're gonna get into this. We're gonna get into some things from Stolen Legacy by George G. M. James real quick. You feel me? Now we're gonna get into the purpose of the mystery schools and the purpose of the mystery school teachings in Kemet. Feel me? Also, what they taught and much more detailed information when it come down to it. All right. All right. Nah. All right, here we go. Just making sure I'm right at the right place. All right. So the main purpose of the Egyptian mysteries, and I'm reading from Stolen Legacy by George G. M. James, page 104 to be exact. The main purpose of the Egyptian mysteries was the salvation of the human soul. The Egyptians believed the human body to be a prison house where the soul is chained by 10 fetters. This condition not only kept man separated from God, but made him subject to the wheel of rebirth or reincarnation. Now we hear about this a lot in the Gnostic, in Gnosticism, the Gnostic texts, as well as in the Vedic texts, Buddhism, whatever, and all that. We hear about this a lot in the Vedic texts of Hinduism. The Hindus speak of you know, rebirth, reincarnation, the cycle of rebirth and reincarnation over and over again if you don't become enlightened or whatever, right? Take a sip of water. In order to, and I'm about to, I'm a, I gotta, I'm about to read y'all some stuff about Gnosticism in a minute. Should I do that now or later? I'm gonna do it after. All right. So, in order to escape from the effects of his condition, two requirements had to be fulfilled by the neophyte. The neophyte is essentially what a neophyte essentially is like the initiate or a person who's you know got their initiation into spiritual teachings. You feel what I'm saying? That's what a neophyte is. One, he must keep the Ten Commandments taught by the mysteries, for by such a discipline he would gain conquest over the fetters of the soul and liberate it, so as to make its development possible. And two, he now being well qualified and duly prepared must undergo a series of initiations in order to develop his soul from the human stage to that of a god. Such a transformation was known as salvation. It placed the neophyte in harmony with nature, man, and God. It deified him, i.e., made him become God-like, and this attainment was known as the highest good. You feel me? You gotta understand, you are God. You are God. And the entire point of spiritual teachings, the mystery school teachings, the the teachings of the Hindu masters, the Buddhist masters, the Sufi masters, the Krishnamurtis, the Buddhas, the Yeshua ben Panderas, the entire point of these spiritual teachers, enlightened masters, illuminated masters who are on the world now and were in the world in the past and will continue to be in the world in the future. The entire point of what they are teaching is for you to understand not only that you are God, but understand what it means to be God, what you can do, who you truly are, every and just answer every question that you have in your mind, in your body, in your soul. Activate your psychic abilities. Understand the dormant abilities and capabilities that you have spiritually, esoterically. You feel what I'm saying? Esoteric meaning within. You feel what I'm saying? According to this theory of salvation, man is expected to work out his own salvation without a mediator between himself and his God. Meaning all of it is within yourself. I'm gonna read that one more time, son. According to this theory of salvation, man is expected to work out his own salvation. Man is expected to work out his own salvation without a mediator between himself and his God. What does this mean? What does that right there tell you in and of itself? That line right there tell you in and of itself. When it comes to all these different religions, they like, oh, get on your knees, pray, Alhamdulillah, all praise be to Allah, and all that different shit. The Christian will be like, oh no, we need Jesus. If not without Jesus, nothing can be done. Whatever. You get on your knees, thank you, Jesus. Jesus is God. All that. That line in and of itself is telling you, bro, all of this, the entire journey, your illumination, your enlightenment, understanding God, all comes from within yourself. You are The only thing that is keeping you from understanding God within yourself is your own knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, or your lack of it. Your own knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, or your lack of it is the only thing that is keeping you from understanding God within yourself. Because it's all within you. You are that. You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, hold on. I don't mean to. I don't mean to do this, but I gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? Talking about all this different shit. I don't mean to do it, but I gotta do it. Sign up to my Patreon, my people. My Patreon. I got this Patreon. You know what I'm saying? And on my Patreon, I'm be going in on the entire science, the occult science, esoteric, metaphysical science, all of that when it comes to becoming God, what you can do, activating your psychic, spiritual abilities, all that different type of shit. This is Do not sign up for my Patreon if you are not serious about your spirituality. If you do not want to be enlightened, if you don't want to illuminate, if you don't want to rise yourself up, you feel what I'm saying? If you want to just continue just busting, letting out your seed for no reason, just some pixels on the screen, you feel what I'm saying? If you just want to continue being depressed and just not knowing how to handle your depression, your anxiety, just you want to just continue being a regular ass human that don't sign up for my mystery school. You feel what I'm saying? If you want to understand what it means to be God, if you want to understand your divinity, your enlightenment, then sign up for my mystery school, the mystery school of Gnosis. Gnosis means knowledge of spiritual things. You feel what I'm saying? Patreon.com/slash jbenz.light. You feel what I'm saying? jbenz.light, aka jbenz do it right. You feel me? jbenz the light, aka jbenz do it right. You know what I mean? You feel me? In this life, in this incarnation, in this incarnation that I find myself in, I serve I serve as the high priest. I serve as the high priest, the shaman, the sage. You feel what I'm saying? Now, what does this mean? This does not mean that I stand above the people because of what I know or some shit like that. What it means is I sit below you and I serve the people because I understand certain things, spiritual things on a certain level. And because of that fact, it is my duty, my obligation, and my responsibility as an enlightened, illuminated being, as a spiritual teacher, as a high priest, a reincarnated high priest, a occultist, to teach these same things to you all. You feel what I'm saying? The true teacher has students that in the future become teachers themselves. You know what I'm saying? The master has his grasshopper, his students that in the future become masters themselves. You know what I'm saying? The leader has followers, and the true leader is the person who is able to cultivate the mind of his followers so that his followers become leaders themselves. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to make slaves out of the people. I'm not here to have followers. I'm here to create gods, to bring the God out of the people. That's what I'm here for. That's the entire point to my existence in this motherfucker is is to bring out the God and the divinity in the people. You know what I'm saying? So because of that fact, because of that purpose, I created my mystery school on Patreon in order to lay down the esoteric, metaphysical, and occult science in depth and in detail for the people. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason it's on Patreon that I'm laying down all the in-depth real knowledge is for two reasons. One, I need that chicken. I need cash. You know what I'm saying? So that obviously we all need cash so that I can be able to get more money and serve my purpose on a higher level. Eventually, I want to be lecturing in person. I want to be traveling and lecturing and doing bigger and bigger things when it comes to being a spiritual teacher and creating gods out of the masses of the people, out of the people who are here to become God. You know what I'm saying? And I need more money to do that. So that's why I charge. And number two, I also charge because of the simple fact that most people you don't value things that you don't have to pay for. Things that are free are the things that we don't really value at all. You know what I'm saying? If not for your breath, your ass wouldn't be living. You could not live if not for your breath. Yet you don't. Yet when you're going about your day, you don't really even pay attention to your breath. You just be breathing automatically on autopilot. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? A lot of us we eat just for taste, but it is your proper diet and the proper maintenance of your body. If not for your body, your ass could not live. You couldn't. You need your body in order to do everything that you do. But what do we do a lot of times? We abuse our body by putting all type of bullshit into it just for the taste. You know what I'm saying? We abuse things that we get for free. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of the nature of our mind. So that's why I charge as well. You know what I'm saying? So that, you have you know, what I'm talking about. But that was a little advertisement. Let's get back to the knowledge. Let's get back to the knowledge. It's about agua. Where was I? Okay. Okay, here we go. The doctrines, wait, here we go. The doctrines of the 10 virtues and the 10 fetters are as old as the Egyptian history itself. Each commandment or discipline represented a principle of virtue, and the function of each virtue was to remove a fetter. Reminder, we're talking about the mystery schools of Kemet, the mystery schools where you learn to become God, from people who are just maybe coming into the law or some whatever, right? Hence, a life of virtue was antecedent and preparatory, whatever, to those further experiences, i.e., the initiations which led to gradual perfection in the divinity of the neophyte. And once again, for those who don't know what a neophyte is basically a spiritual seeker, a person who's seeking enlightenment, seeking illumination, seeking the highest spiritual truths or whatever in life is what a neophyte is. You feel what I'm saying? Okay, let us continue. Plato was credited with having reduced all virtues to four cardinal virtues, and with assigned the highest place. Let's get into it. You talking about? Do y'all want to hear that history? Let me know if y'all want to hear the whole thing, or do you want me to just continue just talking about just the mystery school, the mystery system? Somebody say something in the chat. Oh, y'all got like 5 seconds to make a decision, or else I'm gonna make the decision for you. Yeah, I got 5 seconds. Five. What y'all want me to do? Five, four, three, two, one. All right, nobody gonna say nothing. All right, whatever. So we just gonna continue reading. We are also informed through the history. Wait, my bad. Plato was also credited with having reduced all virtues to four cardinal virtues, and with assigning the highest place among them to wisdom as follows: wisdom, fortitude, temperance, and justice. We are also informed through the history of philosophy that Socrates, the alleged teacher of Plato, taught that wisdom was the equivalent of all virtue. This divergence of opinion between pupil and teacher is significant, since it points to the fact that both of them simply speculated about a system of ethics which was current in the ancient world and which neither of them had produced. This system of ethics, as has already been mentioned, This system of ethics that has already been mentioned belonged to the mystery system of Egypt, which required neophytes, aka initiates, in preparation for initiation to keep the following 10 commandments, underlying which were 10 principles of virtue. So these are the 10 commandments that were given to the initiates of the mystery schools of Kemet. The neophyte must 1. Control his thoughts, 2. Control his actions, 3. Have devotion of purpose, 4. Have faith in the ability of his master to teach him the truth, 5. Have faith in himself to assimilate the truth, 6. Have faith in himself to wield the truth. 7. Be free from resentment under the experience of persecution. 8. Be free from resentment under experience of wrong. 9. Cultivate the ability to distinguish between right and wrong. And 10. Cultivate the ability to distinguish between the real and the unreal. He must have a sense of values. Okay. Now, we're going to continue. Matter of fact, we're going to talk about narcissism real quick. Now, that's what we must understand. We're going to go back to the original, where I was reading originally before, which was this. The main purpose of the Egyptian mysteries was the salvation of the human soul. And the Egyptians believed the human body to be a prison house where the soul is chained by 10 fetters. This condition not only kept man separated from God, but made him subject to the wheel of rebirth or reincarnation. Now, this school of thought, this philosophy is also something that was taught in Gnosticism. Now, for those who do not know what Gnosticism is, you want luck. Because now I'm about to school y'all real quick. You feel what I'm saying? It is my responsibility as the nigga that's teaching y'all and speaking to y'all to tell y'all what it is and the full truth. Because if I don't, then I'm just a fuck nigga if I don't. Alright. Where we at? Okay, here we go. 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 Alright, here we go. This is Gnosticism. This is a breakdown of what Gnosticism is. And I'm reading from the text Christianity Before Christ by John G. Jackson. You feel me? Now, preceding Christianity, there was a school of science and philosophy which had accumulated practically all the wisdom and knowledge understandable to mankind. The object was to broadly educate the masses of the people by a unit system which would give to humanity a wisdom in common. This was the most potential period in human intellectual advancement the world has known. This school was called Gnosticism. Gnosis means to know or knowledge. Christianity means to believe or ignorance. These are the two schools, the one advocating the universal education of men, and the other the universal ignorance of men. The one desired to develop the unit man, the other desired to suppress the unit and level all of mankind to a common plastic mass, meaning to put the masses into ignorance, you feel what I'm saying? So that the few may rule the many. To accomplish this necessitated the suppressing of all extant knowledge, the closing of all the avenues through which people might acquire independent learning, education, and intellectual training, and the debasement of humanity in abject ignorance. Let us continue. The school which pitted itself against Gnosticism assumed the name Ecclesia. This name at once identified the purpose for which the organization was created to seize control of government, that it might exploit mankind for profit and for its own glorification. Temporal power was the church goal. The name Ecclesia was derived from the Greek and signified the legislative body which governed ancient Athens long before Christianity was invented. The first essential act of the ecclesias was to suppress Gnosticism and confiscate its vast accumulation of wisdom and knowledge in order to control the education of future generations in a manner to adjust mankind to its purposes. Therefore, The Gnostic wisdom was not wholly lost to the world, but its great universal educational system was supplanted. It is a well-established historical fact, not denied by the Church, that it required about 500 years to accomplish this submersion of Gnosticism and to degrade the new generations in ignorance equal to the state of imbecility. Imbecility, imbecility, meaning being like an imbecile. If what I'm saying, being an imbecile, like you, shit, crazy, bro. History again points its accusing finger at the living evidence. The horrible results of such a crime against nature and mankind are pictured in the Dark Ages. Not even priests or prelates were permitted to learn to read or write. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand, bro, my people. We gotta understand these are the extents, these are the lengths that the powers that be went in order to put the masses, the majority of the people in this world, in a state of ignorance of not only mainly spiritual matters. The main objective was put you in ignorance of spiritual matters, of your spirituality, of your divinity, because the powers that be understand it's like this. When you are operating from a full knowledge of self, when you're operating from your full level of your divinity, you understand that you God and you understand everything that you can do, and you have all of your spiritual psychic centers activated, and you operating from your God divine state. Then how could the few rule you? How could you, my thing lagging, hold up, my bad, my thing was lagging. So, like I said, yeah, how could the powers that be rule you if you know who exactly that you are? If you have a knowledge of self, there's no way that you can be enslaved. The only way, the only way you can be enslaved is through your ignorance. The only way you can be taken advantage of is through your ignorance. You feel what I'm saying? You paused. Yeah, my the connection was messing up for a second. So you got to understand these are the lengths that the powers that be went in order to enslave essentially the masses of the world. And you might say like, yo, the masses, like we not enslaved, like we not no slaves, whatever, bruh. Do you pay bills? Do you pay an electric bill? Do you pay an electric bill? Do you pay for water? Do you pay to live where you live in at? Do you pay for all the, bruh, you under a money system. You're under a financial system. The simple fact that you need to pay, if you don't have money, then you can't travel. You can't, maybe you if you want to go to Africa, you live in America, you want to go to Africa, you want to go to Guatemala or something like that. And you don't got no money. What you gonna do? You gonna walk there, nigga? You gonna swim? You gonna swim? Nigga, you better be shit, nigga. You not even, bruh. Shit, nigga. You gonna swim there? You gonna walk, bruh? Come on, bruh. Like not even Michael Phelps not making that swim from America to Guatemala. You feel what I'm saying? If you don't got the bread in today's day and age, if you don't got the bread, there's so many things that you cut off from doing. You feel what I'm saying? That in and of itself is a slavery system, because also there are people who create the system. There are people who run the system, the money system. There are people who they print the money, they create the money. There are people who live outside of the money system. There are people in the world there are people in the world that own entire continents. They own continents. They own entire countries. They have islands and like there's people in the world that own entire countries. You feel what I'm saying? Like you feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying though? You feel what I'm saying though? That's a slavery system. Let's continue though. Where was I? Uh, the horrible results of such a crime against nature and mankind are pictured in the Dark Ages. Not even priests or prelates were permitted to learn to read or write. Even bishops could barely spell out their Latin. During this period of mental darkness, the ignorant masses were trained in intolerance, bigotry, fanaticism, and superstitious fear of an invisible power secretly controlled by the church. Sound familiar, don't it? Sound familiar, don't it? Oh, you gotta fear God. Oh my God, the wrath of God. If Allah permits me, if Allah allows me to do it, then I can do it. Sound familiar? Sound familiar, right? Superstitious fear of an invisible power secretly controlled by the church, Sky Daddy, all of which begat a state of hysteria and imbecility. Through this terrorism, Pope seized control of the temporal power, retaining this control for nearly 500 years. 500 years. They appointed and deposed kings at will. Hence, they dictated legislation to their ends and purposes. The very essence of government, this process of legislating evil into mankind, is to vindicate that damnable doctrine of original sin, which slanders nature and insults all mankind. I gotta read that part one more time because we really need to understand. Homie said I had a dream about you, a word, but freaking, we gotta understand that point. You gotta understand how powerful the church and religion is, and how powerful it is when it comes to society and the masses of the people. Let's read that one. Let's read that part one more time. What am I reading? Christianity Before Christ by John G. Jackson. Christianity Before Christ by John G. Jackson. So we got to read that part one more time. Son, they appointed, they appointed and uh, they appointed and imposed kings at will. Hence, they dictated legislation to their ends and purposes, the very essence of government. So this is saying, bruh, the church, the church were the people that was it was a kingdom, an emperor. The church were the people that was saying, yo, these you're gonna be the king of this country. You're gonna be the emperor of this land. You feel what I'm saying? And not only are the church said you're gonna be the king of this country, and these are the laws that you're going to enact and enforce to the people of the country that we appoint you the leader of. This is the church. You feel me? This is the church. You gotta understand, bro. You gotta understand. Some of the most evil motherfuckers in the world, the most evil motherfuckers in the world, are your religious leaders. The most evil, diabolical motherfuckers in the world are your pope, your priest, your pastor. These the most evil motherfuckers in the world because they perpetuating a system that keep the masses in a perpetual state of ignorance of your divinity, ignorance of the truth of reality. My people, let us continue. This process of legislating evil into mankind is to vindicate that damnable doctrine of original sin which slanders nature and insults all mankind. Originally, the motive was to confiscate the intellects of man. But the modern policy is much more concerned in confiscating their personal rights and property. Here is here is the other aspect of the suppression of Gnosticism. Its method of teaching was an understandable symbolism. It specifically recognized nature as the great teacher and visible things as the traditional records of past events. In progressive evolution from the lowest state to the highest, with thinking, reasoning man as the highest evoluted being. Homie said, "Thank God I'm an atheist." I don't know why you thinking God, nigga. If you calling yourself an atheist, you just another ignorant motherfucker. You just as ignorant as the Christian or the religious person. You know what I'm saying? If you atheist, so from my understanding, If you atheist, that means that you just think that niggas just popped up out of nowhere. Like niggas just came into the world just like poof, we here type shit. And there's just nothing. You feel what I'm saying? If that's what you think, then you a dumb nigga. Keep it 1,000. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know why you praising God. You just as ignorant as the religious person if you call yourself atheist. But freaking, let's continue. Let us continue. Man did not fall. He was raised up by a natural promotion. Hence, every man was a Gnostic to the extent of his accumulated knowledge and understanding. Thus, each unit man became a teacher, and all men were given equal rights in the acquirement of knowledge. It was wholly an educational system and a natural consequence in evolution. The ecclesiasts, being thoroughly familiar with the Gnostic wisdom concerning astronomy, chemistry, and mathematics, as demonstrated by the splendid systems of Babylon, Egypt, and Assyria, conceived the idea of developing a religio-political form of universal government to control and exploit the future generations of people upon the earth through living, personified agents of the imaginary heavenly powers. To monopolize such a divine power as that contemplated, it was necessary to personify nature, using the Gnostic system of symbolisms, and to give to these holy imaginary beings names and functions. The Gnostic system had to be confiscated and Gnosticism suppressed to prevent exposure. This is why Christianity is so viciously antagonistic towards science and philosophy. Let's read that. That is a very that is a that is a very my man said atheists don't believe in gods or other ghosts. You don't got no humor. What the hell you talking about? Atheists don't believe in gods or other ghosts. No, I know that. But I'm saying that like a lot of people who call themselves atheists be on a type of time where they like they like they like yeah, like we just popped up out of nowhere. We just poof, like there's no a lot of atheists just have no there's no spirituality in the mind of many atheists. You feel what I'm saying? There's no like you feel what I'm saying? And that's ignorant. You feel me? That's very ignorant. But if you're not that, then cool. But anyways, let's go back to this. This is an important point that I want to go back to. This is an important point right here I want to go back to that has a lot to do with the beliefs of many of the religious people that we have in today's day and age in the modern day and that we've had for hundreds of years. You know what I'm saying? The ecclesiasts, being thoroughly familiar with the Gnostic wisdom concerning astronomy, chemistry, and mathematics, as demonstrated by the splendid systems of Babylon, Egypt, and Assyria, conceived the idea of developing a religio-political. This is important right here. So listen closely to this part. Listen closely to this part. The Gnostic wisdom concerning astronomy, chemistry, and mathematics, as demonstrated by the splendid systems of Babylon, Egypt, and Assyria, conceived the idea of developing a religio-political form of universal government to control and exploit the future generations of people upon the earth through living, personified agents of the imaginary heavenly powers. For those who don't know what that means and want a translation, what is the go-to script for the Christian? Jesus is my Lord and Savior. And you see a lot of these theologians, a lot of these religious fanatics, these religious people, their entire concept of religion and spirituality is based in some type of history. Everything has to be concrete and historical, physical. You talk about Jesus, and Jesus, to the religious person, the religious Christian clone, Jesus is this person. He lived back then. This was Jesus's favorite food. This nigga was 5'8" 8 feet tall. He was motherfucker. He was this, he was that. He had this type of personality. Jesus was this and this and that. To the religious person, the Christ or Jesus is this literal figure, this literal person that actually existed, a man just like me and you who existed, or whatever, and all that different type of stuff that they sitting there talking about. Oh yeah, my Lord and Savior. I'm worshiping this idea of a physical man. But what this is saying is this: the idea of developing a religio-political form of universal government to control and exploit the future generations of people upon the earth through living personified agents of the imaginary heavenly powers is this. The Christ, the idea of the Christ is a spiritual concept. It's a spiritual concept of you coming into your higher state of being, your higher self, mind, your Christ mind, in order to acquire your when you become enlightened, illuminated, that's you coming into your Christ mind, your Christhood. You feel what I'm saying? What the religion does is they take the concept of Christ or Jesus and they make it into a real life living person. They take away the spiritual, alchemical, occult, metaphysical, and esoteric significance and symbolism of the concept of the Christ, and they turn it into a living, breathing, physical person. And they got the masses believing in a living, breathing, physical person, getting on their knees, talking about Jesus is God, my Lord and Savior, all the different type of stuff, and completely missing the mark and missing the understanding that this is a spiritual concept of something that goes on within yourself, something that is within yourself. It ain't not, but you got to understand that all is within. Everything that you see outside of yourself is only a projection of that which is within. You feel what I'm saying? Your brain is what creates this reality that you see. Your eyes don't see anything. Your eyes don't see anything. You don't see with your eyes. Your eyes pick up light. Your eyes just pick up light, and that light goes to your brain. And your brain takes that light and it translates that light into a picture, like a movie projector. You know what I'm saying? Your ears don't hear anything. You don't hear with your ears. Your ears take in frequency. Your ears take in frequency, take in vibration. And your ears, they take in frequency and vibration, and your brain translates that frequency and vibration that your ears take in into what you hear, into sound. What the, you know what I'm saying, into sound. Your brain is creating this shit, bruh. When you see this, I got this blueberry juice right here. I got this blueberry juice right here. When I take a sip of this blueberry juice, right? I take a sip of this blueberry juice, right? I'm tasting some blueberries or whatever, right? No, I'm not tasting anything. My tongue is taking the taste or taking the chemical properties of what I just put into it, I just placed onto it, and it's taking that to my brain. The signal of that is traveling through my nervous system to my brain, and my brain is translating those electrical signals into what I perceive to be the taste of blueberries. My nigga, when somebody stab you, you say, "Ow, shit, that shit hurt." Nigga, nigga, same thing. All it is your nervous system. You get stabbed. Somebody stab you right here in your for all of you dumb niggas that took the shot, right? They when they put the shot in all of you dumb niggas, you feel me, in your arm, your shoulder, whatever, right? And you felt what you call it? You felt the needle come go into you, and you might have said, "Oh, ow," or it felt like a pinch or something like that. All that happened is the needle went into your arm, and it hit a certain nerve, and the nerve, the electrical signal from that needle hitting your arm went traveled from that point to your brain, and your brain translated it and said, "Yo, this is pain. This is pain. Where this is not only is this pain, but this is pain in this specific area." You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? You have to understand, and also this text right here, this text right here. Hold on. This text right here. Hold on, let me flip my camera. This text right here is one of the greatest. This is one of the greatest texts you could read on what I just explained. A Holographic Universe by Michael Talbot. This text right here will explain to you scientifically and practically the entire science as to how we live in a holographic universe. This entire world, physical reality itself, is literally, quite literally, a hologram that is being created by your brain. This is literally, nigga, we in GTA. Nigga, this shit is GTA, bro. This is GTA San Andreas, but except a really just intense version of it. We dead ass in GTA right now, bro. Your brain is creating it. This, if you read this book right here, it'll explain to you exactly what that means and exactly how your brain creates all of this. You know what I'm saying? Holographic Universe by Michael Talbot. So, so yeah, everything is within yourself, bro. So understand that everything is within yourself. Now you understand. When you understand that everything is within yourself, then that's how you understand on a deeper level how all the occult, esoteric, metaphysical knowledge, all of it relates to yourself. All of it relates to yourself, bro. And you also understand with that understanding that there ain't no Jesus, there ain't no sky daddy there ain't no sky daddy that's looking at you. There's no Jesus, there's no Muhammad, there's no none of that. It's yourself. It's all alchemical, metaphysical, esoteric, spiritual things within yourself. You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? It's all within you. But you got to understand that the powers that be, just like it said in this book, they develop a religio-political form of universal government that controlled and exploited future generations of people, being you and me. The future, because we're talking about the past now. We're talking about the past now. So when it talks about it created this in order to exploit the future generations. The future generations are me, you, your mama, your daddy, your goddamn grandma, your great grandma, your great great grandma, your great 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 grandma. Oh, the future generations. You have to understand this is a system that was created in order to put the masses of people into ignorance, and it's a system. You feel me? It's a system, and the system operates in a way to where if you're ignorant and you think a certain way and you have some children, then you going 9 times out of 10 you gonna perpetuate that same level of ignorance upon your children, and then they gonna grow up and they gonna be some ignorant, stupid niggas just like you, and then they gonna perpetuate the same thing onto their children, and it's gonna recycle itself over and over and over and over and over again and over again until somebody eventually comes in the family genealogical line and realizes, like, yo, this some bullshit, and realizes, yo, these generational traumas, these generational habits, these perpetuated shit, yo, this religion, all this stuff that my family and my friends and the other people around me is trying to get me into, yo, this some bullshit. Eventually, somebody comes along in the family genealogical genetic whatever line that says that that breaks that programming, that breaks the programming of that system. And those are what you call your black sheep. Those are what you call your enlightened beings. Those are what you call your illuminated beings. Those are what you call your initiates, your neophytes, your Freemasons. Those are what you that's what you are. If you're watching this video right now and you try, bruh, if you watching this video right now and you not only that, if you're watching this video, this live or whatever, right? And not only that, but you meditating, you trying to get this knowledge, you trying to get that knowledge, you trying to get a deeper understanding into yourself and into the reality that you find yourself in, the reality of this existence. Understand, my bad, I think my connection cut out for a second, but understand that if you are a person who's trying to get this knowledge, trying to get that, trying to understand this existence, understand yourself, and trying to get the highest truth you can get, you a truth seeker, understand you are the chosen one. I'm not saying that to sound goofy or sound like some superhero goddamn movie shit. I'm saying that so that you understand who and what you truly are and what your purpose in this life is. Your entire think, bro, your entire family Christian, your entire family Muslim. All these niggas is they either one or two people. They either alhamdulillah, Allah, thank Allah, can you give me permission, please, to fuck this bitch? Or they our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Jesus, thank you, Jesus. Jesus, Jesus, may I please fuck this bitch? Like that, your family is either one of those two people. They either alhamdulillah or they're our Father who art in heaven. They one of those two people. And but you different. You different. You look at them and you say, nah, something it just don't sit right with your spirit. It don't sit right with you. You like, nah, like that ain't me. That ain't it, fam. Like I'm not like that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't with that. Like some about that that just don't rub me the right way. So I'm not with it. You one of them people, then you gotta understand you are the chosen one in your lineage, in your genetic line that is here to break the cycle of the bullshit, here to be enlightened, illuminated. You're here to create a new pattern, a new paradigm for your future generation, your future bloodline. You're here to not only that, but also to be a spiritual teacher. You know what? You're here to be an enlightened master. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe you may not be an enlightened master. Let me not say that. You may not want to do that, but you're here to create a new pattern for your future bloodline, your future generations. But there are some of you though who you want to be an enlightened master. You want to take this all the way to the end. You want to take this all the way to you want to really you on the spiritual path. And when it comes to the spiritual path, you on this like this is you trying to find the highest of the most high truth. You one of those people. And if that's you, understand that you have a great purpose in this life. And not only that, but I also have a Patreon that if you sign up to my Patreon is for those people who are the spiritual masters, the enlightened masters, the illuminated, enlightened beings who want to get a deeper sense of themselves, understand and unlock their godhood. My Patreon is for you. I created this Patreon and I'm creating all the content on it for all the people who is trying to get that true ancient spiritual deep knowledge gnosis of themselves, of the world, of existence. This is what it's for, bro. Nigga, I do this shit for real. Nigga, this is my life. I put my life on the line for this shit, bro. This is my life. Word to everything. Word to my dead mother's grave. That this is my life. Word to my dead mother's grave. I put that on my mama, on my dead mother's grave, nigga. That my purpose in this life is for the enlightenment and the illumination of bringing the God out of all the people who have an ear to hear. And that's why I created this Patreon for. $10 a month. Pull up. $10 a month, though. Maybe that's $120 a year. $120 a year to become a God, to realize you God. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? There's many tiers though. There's many tiers to the knowledge. You feel me? $10 a month is the cheapest one. But you know what I'm saying? So yeah, sign up to my Patreon, my people. We gonna go crazy. But anyway, I don't mean to sound like a salesman. I just had to do that real quick. I really don't mean I really don't mean to sound like a salesman, like I'm trying to sell some shit. I genuinely just I'm like I said, word to everything I love. Strike me down if I'm lying. I swear, word to my mother on my life. This is what I'm here for. I'm here to be a spiritual teacher. I'm here to be an enlightened master. I'm here to be an illuminated spiritual master for the people. You know what I'm saying? The spiritual master is not the one who stands above the people. The spiritual master is the one who sits down and answers the questions of the people and serves the people. The spiritual master, like in the Bible, Jesus was washing the disciples' feet. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to wash your feet, bro. You know what I'm saying? The spiritual master, because that's a difference. The egotistical person wants to be the guy who's at the top. Everybody serving him. Everybody on him, looking at this nigga like, oh my God, look at him. It's him. You feel me? That's the egotistical guy. The spiritual master, through his illumination, through his enlightenment, understands the finer things of life and isn't afraid to clean up some shit or to wash the feet of the people. That's the job. That's the spiritual master right there. You feel me? So, like I said, I'm here to serve the people. You feel me? Homie said, "Is Jesus real? Is Jesus real? You are Jesus." That's so. I answered the question. That's how I answer it. You are Jesus. You feel me? And if you go to my Patreon, link in my bio, in my TikTok account, go to my Patreon. I will show and prove to you the science of how you are Jesus. I ain't talking. I'm not just talking about some whatever. I'm talking science. I'm talking science as in provable things that you can do, provable, practical, uh, systematic things that you can do in order to gain your enlightenment and your illumination. That's what my Patreon is for. You feel me? Link in my bio, my TikTok. Pull up $10 a month. Nigga, $10 a month to learn some information. That's going the most important information you can learn in existence, the knowledge itself, spiritual knowledge, nigga. This the spiritual knowledge. Nigga, you were spirit in a body. What's more important than the spiritual knowledge? What's more important than knowledge itself? Understanding things on a deep spiritual level. You feel me? At least that's the way I see it. That's the way I see it. At least you may disagree with me, but that's the way I see it. That's the way I see it. You feel me? Shit, wow. All right, let's continue though. As a matter of fact, hold up. Hmm. All right, let's continue. Okay, and next, homie said, I believe I'm a god because I am spirit. Is that bad to say? The only reason you think it might be bad to say is because of your subconscious program and mind control that's been given to you by by the media, by your family members, by just TV, the TV subliminal programming, the religion, all these different things which rule the powers that be, which rule essentially rule the narrative of the society that we live in. You feel what I'm saying? Your ancient knowledge, I mean, your ancient ancestors knew that they was God, bro. They knew they was God, and they created schools in order to teach other people what it meant to be God and teach other people the science of what that meant, of what that really was. This is historically documented facts. Historically documented facts, irrefutable, irrefutable. You know what I'm saying? So the simple fact, so you gotta understand, bro. The simple fact that you know that the simple fact that you know that there was at one point there was literally entire schools like universities like yeah, you know you go to college, there was colleges for becoming God. There was colleges that was literally there was basically in the ancient days there was colleges that you went to that the entire point of going there was to learn what it means to be God. The simple fact that that's a historically documented fact, irrefutable, the simple fact that you know that in and of itself basically tells you everything you need to know when it comes to being on your spiritual path. You feel what I'm saying? And there's only really two reasons why you would think otherwise. Either one, you do not realize, you do not understand yourself, you don't understand certain spiritual fundamental principles. That's number one. Or number two, somebody told and trained you into thinking that there's no way that you could be divine. There's no way that you God. There's no way. Like no, you ain't God, God in the sky. Somebody trained you to think that way. Somebody literally coached and trained you to think that way. Bruh, the three most popular religions in the world are Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. Knowing that in and of itself tells you that there is a global there's a global system of mind control. You know what I'm saying? There's a global system of mind control. That in and of itself, bruh, the simple fact that Christianity, Islam, and Judaism are the three most popular religions in the world, that in and of itself tells you there's a global system of mind control going on still to this day. That has been going on for hundreds of years, bro. Nigga, not even hundreds of years, thousands of years, thousands of years. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Let us continue though. Let us continue when it comes to the mysteries, the mystery school. You feel me? My fault. My fault. Anybody want to be a moderator? Matter of fact, with Willa WLR dot Zo, I'm gonna make you a moderator, bro. You're a moderator. Congratulations. Oh, this thing taking dummy long to load. Alright, yo, bro, you a moderator now, so go crazy with that ban button for these dumb niggas. Alright, uh, my fault. Damn, my phone. Alright, we got it. Alright, we got it. Let's continue though. Okay, all right. Page 130. Page 130 of Stolen Legacy by George G.M. George. I mean, no. Page 130 of Christianity Before Christ by John G. Jackson. The esoteric religious rites of the ancient Egyptians were known as the mysteries. There were two sets of mysteries. Osiris was the god. Osiris was the god of the greater mysteries, and Isis was worshipped in the lesser mysteries. The mysteries were based on dramatic performances representing the death of Osiris, the sun god, and the search for his body by Isis, the moon goddess. Many ancient nations celebrated mysteries, but those of Egypt were the earliest. So the greater and the lesser mysteries. Essentially, it's like this. It's like this, bro. There are your greater mysteries, which is damn. I knew it. I knew it. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. They banned me off the. They banned me off the TikTok live. I knew it. I knew they was gonna do it eventually. I knew they was gonna do it eventually. I knew it. They just banned me, y'all. All my people who was live with me on the TikTok, they just banned me, y'all. So, y'all. So they just banned me. All my people who was on the live just now, they just banned me off the TikTok live. But don't worry, I am live on my YouTube. Link in my bio on my TikTok page. Pull up. We're still going. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna stop. So let's get it. Damn. So they just banned me. All my people who was on. Damn, damn, damn. Damn, damn, damn. They gonna ban me off my TikTok live. That's tough. All right, cool. We ain't finished though. All right. Okay. Next, we're gonna talk about where is it? Where is it? Hold up, my people. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. I gotta find a page. The page talking about the next thing I was gonna talk about is the curriculum. This is actually the last thing I was gonna talk about is the curriculum of the mystery schools in Kemet. If I can find it. If I could find it. Oh, I'm in the wrong book. Oh shoot. No wonder I can't find it. I'm like, I'm no wonder I can't find the page. I'm in the wrong book, son. My fault. My fault. I was in the wrong book. I was in the wrong book the whole time. Alright. Alright. So this is the last thing we're gonna talk about right here. Okay. Last thing we're gonna talk about is the curriculum of the mystery school, and also this is the text. This is the text Stolen Legacy by George G.M. James. Now, the curriculum of the Egyptian mystery system consisted of the following subjects. One, the several level arts, which formed the foundation training for all neophytes and included grammar, arithmetic, rhetoric, dialect, and geometry, astronomy, and music. Two, The sciences of the 42 books of Hermes. In addition to the foundation training prescribed for all neophytes, those who sought holy orders had to be versed in the books of Hermes and according to Clement of Alexandria. Hermes is also known as Tahuti or Jehuti, Jehuti, Thoth, or rather Hermes Trismegistus, the thrice great, whatever you want to call it. All different names, but talking about the same being, the same person, the same thing. The orders and subjects were as follows: A. The singer or Odas, who must know two books of Hermes dealing with music, i.e., the hymns of the gods. B. The horoscopist, who must know four books of Hermes dealing with astronomy. C. The hierogrammet, who must know the hieroglyphics, cosmography, geography, astronomy, and the topography of Egypt and land surveying. D. The stolist, who must know the books of Hermes that deal with slaughter of animals and the process of embalming. E. The prophetess, who is the president of the temple and must know 10 books of Hermes dealing with higher esoteric theology and the whole education of priests. F. The pastafari, who must know 6 books of Hermes, which are medical books dealing with physiology, the diseases of male and female, anatomy, drugs, and instruments. And it says right here, okay, yes, and now 3, when it comes to the curriculum. The sciences of the monuments, pyramids, temples, libraries, obelisks, sphinxes, idols, architecture, masonry, carpentry, engineering, sculpting, metallurgy, agriculture, mining, and forestry. Art, aka drawing and painting. 4. The secret sciences, numerical symbolism, aka numerology, geometrical symbolism, aka sacred geometry, magic, the book of the dead, myths, and parables. Now, that's all I got for y'all today, man. Right now, at the moment, when it comes to the mystery schools of Kemet, the history of the mystery schools, and essentially a basic foundation of the mysteries, as well as what they taught and the origins and the essence of, rather, the essence of Freemasonry. You know what I'm saying? What that's all about and how exactly we got here to where we at spiritually in the spiritual, I guess you could say, the spiritual environment of the world, I guess, for lack of a better term. You know what I mean? Now, this is just one life, you know what I'm saying? But there is much work to be done. There is much to be talked about. You feel what I'm saying? There is much work to be done, and there is much to talk about. So, because of that fact, what I want you to do, my people, what I want you to do, my people, is I want you to like, comment, and subscribe when it comes to my YouTube channel. And also, I want you to pull up to my Patreon. You feel me? Pull up to my Patreon, sign up to my Patreon, and absorb the in-depth content that I'm going to be posted on my Patreon. My Patreon is going to be full, in-depth, super detailed, extremely detailed content when it comes to the mysteries. You feel what I'm saying? You feel me? When it comes to the mysteries, when it comes to esoteric, occult, and metaphysical science. That's what I'm all about. You feel me? And with all that being said, I appreciate y'all, man. This is the end of the live. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Peace be to the gods on earth. And you will be seeing me again. You feel what I'm saying? So, see ya later. Peace be to the gods on earth. I'm out. J Benz that light to Hootie John.